The welfare state measures develop an acceptance on the part of the public at large of regimentation. It develops it on the part of the poor who get their benefits by being told what to do. I remember years ago a fellow who was doing a study of the welfare programs in New York City came to me, and he said, "I've been reading your book, Capitalism and Freedom," he said, "and you talk about the conflict between growth of government and human freedom." And he says, "You don't know what you're talking about." He says, "You don't have your freedom interfered with very much. If you really want to see this conflict in action, you go down to Harlem and you look at the people who are on welfare. They can't move from one place to another without getting the permission of their welfare supervisor. They can't put in a telephone without getting it approved, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They are the people who are having their lives regimented." Well, it's not only they. Those of us who are subject to Medicare have to know about the forms we have to fill out. Those of you who are students who are getting federal aid or loans or whatnot know about the conditions to which you have to subscribe. All of us who know that our future benefits are going to come from the government have to think three times before we engage in actions that might prejudice our future acceptability. So the effect of the growth of the welfare state is also to develop an acceptance of regimentation. Furthermore, it undermines the ethical and moral standards of the people. It undermines those standards by instilling the notion that nobody is responsible for himself, that if something is wrong, somebody else is responsible for it. Now, of course, what happens to people is not wholly a result of their own behavior or their own actions. Society does have an effect. Outside forces do affect them. But unless you adopt broadly the view that individuals are to be responsible for themselves, you cannot get, in my opinion, a decent free society.